Well, the reason I like Helios needles and I just love using all their products is there's a lot of care that's put into the products. You know, it's not just a bunch of needles that are kind of crammed together and there's a bunch of sizes. Like, you really feel like good craftsmanship has been put into the needles, and that's what I need when I'm tattooing. I need good craftsmanship. I need to be able to do my job efficiently and well, and Helios just makes it really simple.
I love Helios needles mainly because they kick ass. I tried a 9 mag one time and fell in love immediately. I was tattooing Justin Woleslagle, who's on the team with me. It was before I was on the team. And he introduced me to Craig and Laura and the needles, and I tried them out and I was like, holy shit, I gotta use more of these.
I've used other cartridges, I've used other, needle systems or whatever you want to call it. I haven't really been satisfied with anything the way I've been satisfied with Helios' needles. They're consistent, the grouping's always good. The action on the actual movement of the needle in the cartridge is smoother than other ones I've used. I like the results. They do good for me.
I use Helios needles because they're the best needles on the market. I mean, I've tried others. They don't even compare. The needles are sharp, they're precise, there's no chatter or spitter. They fit great. I mean, you gotta use them, they're the best.
They're the best. They're super sharp. They work every time. I've never had a bad needle. We're like even some of the other companies, you'll have a bunch of good ones, but then you'll have bad ones. I've never had a bad one.
I'll tell you what, I've been with Helios since the start. Craig, like a number of people have said, it's very personal, very down to earth. I'll be honest with you, the product I've had been in the business 30 years. I've messed with tons and tons of products, different types of needles and stuff, and honestly, Helios is a cut above the rest of anybody else out there on the market today.
I like them because of the consistency, the fact that there's an option to have open and closed mags. There's 76 configurations now. So you can really pretty much do any style of tattooing with these cartridges. From fine line, black and gray type stuff to full saturated wall-to-wall color stuff. I mean, you got a wide range of stuff to use. That's why I like them. I've been using Helios since day one and I haven't looked back.
First of all, they're one of the first motherfuckers I feel like that really looks out for the artist as far as needles and everything else. The quality of needles, the textures of needles, everything, even the price. Like, you gotta understand, a lot of these companies don't give a fuck about the artist, but they out here marketing for the artists and they're for the artists. I'm not just saying this because I'm on their pro team, but I use their products too.
I would recommend Helios because for the price point and the quality, you can't find a better product in the industry. Try T-Tech, definitely try Cheyenne, but for the best fit for me, I would go with Helios. A lot of these artists, they go with these companies just because of somebody else or whatever the case may be. I chose Helios because, number one, the owner is very, very receptive. He lets you know all of the things that you really want to know about the product before you even decide to buy it. And that's something that really makes you trust in a product when the company knows what they're giving to the people. I would say Helios is probably one of the best cartridges that you can get in the tattoo industry.
I started using the needles. I got a couple samples. I didn't get a chance to use them there at the convention, but I took them back and I used them, and I thought, what an amazing product. What I liked so much about them is when I looked into it a little bit further, what they offered, and it's such a versatile product. He has so many lines of different needles, and it's one company that offers, none of the other ones did, that I generally like to use, is a smaller mag bug pin, a curved mag bug pin, and I noticed that they carried them, and I've ordered them and been using them ever since. And
I like the feel and the look particularly, and then I don't have any spit back into my machines and into the tubes, and that's pretty important because that kind of skeeved me out, and I totally had that happen with some other unnamed cartridges.
The product itself is like bar none. Like, every one of them is perfect. You're not buying a 50 pack and getting rid of 10. It's an amazing product. So,
well, I've been using cartridge needles for a while now, and I've been through a bunch of them, and I found Helios cartridge needles, and they're by far the best. Precision. I've never had a problem with any of the cartridge needles. Plus, I love using big mags, and they supply 23 mags, and they're just sharp, and they do exactly what you want them to do.
For me, tattooing is all about consistency. So when I open a needle out of the package and put it in my machine, I want to know exactly what it's going to do. And I've never found a more consistent premium needle than Helios. I've used Cheyenne, I've used every other brand in the world. I've used needles that are more expensive, I've used needles that are cheaper. I've never found one that's more consistent and price effective than Helios. Helios also has, you know, many different needle configurations that a lot of the other leading suppliers don't have. I would recommend it to anybody.
Actually, I love working with Helios. The cartridge system is actually amazing. I always went to coils. I was a coil artist. I'm old school as fuck. So I always used coil, and then I finally went to a cartridge system, and I tried every friggin' one I could possibly try. And you know, from textured needles to, you know, polished needles, and you know, actually, you know, Craig came up to me and he said, check this out. You know, I'm like, I'm skeptical of the damn cartridges. So I tried it out, I checked it out, it was awesome. Everything I used was right on point. Even liners, I usually don't line with a cartridge. I usually just still use a coil. But even I use the 9-round shaders for liners, and they're awesome.
Helios is a good product. Their cartridges are amazing. I've been using them for a while now, and I've never had a single problem. Not one mechanical issue, not one barbed needle. They've worked for me. And I'm doing pieces where the irritation is even lower because of how clean and consistent the cartridges are. Helios is the way to go. I won't use any other cartridge at all.
And so I kept using them, kept trying them, and then I fell in love with the needles. And then the more I got to know Craig and Laura, I fell in love with them. And then, you know, I mean, they've built an amazing team. There's so many heavy hitters and friends of mine and guys I look up to and guys I respect and new friends that I hadn't met before, that it all kind of feels like family.
My biggest thing with the company is that I love how personal he is. Like, you can literally call the owner of the company on the phone and say, hey, this is what's going on, and he'll always fix it. Always. You know, like, unlike other companies, you try to call them on the phone, you can't talk to anybody, and most of the time they don't care.
It's like a family in that. Like, I have some other sponsorships, it's not the same, you know, like, it's pretty much like businessy, and this is more like family. It's pretty awesome. Craig, like, takes care of everyone. It's good stuff.
They're a phenomenal product. I mean, there's not any more I can say about the product as much as I can say about who owns it too. I mean, Craig is and his wife, they're amazing people. I love them guys. He makes you feel like you're part of a family, and it's really awesome.
As a company, I feel like I really truly feel like I'm a part of it. I don't feel like I'm a pawn for promotion, or, you know, like, he gave me a cell phone number the first day I met him, and gives me input on the needles, and that's fantastic for a company and for an artist to feel like wow, man, I'm really a part of the machine that's happening. You know, my input has meaning, and I don't know, the connection I have with Helios I don't think I've had with another company, and that's why I stick with them.